So I'm Casey. I'm also from GemMed, Will, and I think the rest of the team will attest that I'm probably the least tech literate in the group and the most resistant to change when it comes to shifting anything particularly tech related. For those of us that are perhaps a little bit slower to transition to new tech, or a little bit, or even someone who's working with a customer who's perhaps a bit like me, who's a bit slow to adapt. What are your tips for transitioning into a more, I guess, digital future?
That's one of my favorite questions, actually. So I kind of see it in a different way, which is why I try not to go down into like all the intricacies of technology that we build and how we build it, right? I think for your customers, if you focus on the aspects of technology which are of benefit to them, that's going to make them interested. But secondary to that, if you explain anything in a way that is trying to be almost too clever, that's immediately when you lose your customers, right? I talked earlier about humanizing it. I would ask you to sort of reach out, I guess, start with the customers first, and reach out and help them to understand what the technology is trying to achieve. Because then when they can see the goal, they'll want to go onto the journey. To the first point around looking at those technology roles, and I guess this was one of the things that I always push our recruitment teams on, is showing up, and I know you say slow or a bit uncomfortable coming to the party. Show that you're keen to learn a small part of it, and you want to understand that first to then accelerate what it is you actually want to go into. Because you could decide that one element of the technology that you're looking for, whatever that role is absolutely something that you want to do. But there's no harm in asking and saying, actually, this is where I'm comfortable now, but this is where I'd like to go in the future. And anybody who's looking to recruit in tech, it's always a continuous journey. So nobody who is recruiting for tech roles is looking for the finished product straight away, because there isn't a finished product straight away. Who here had a CD player back in the day, right? I thought that was pretty cool, right? I thought that was endgame, right? And now I look at it, I would never, and it used to like change songs and stuff when you're holding it. Whereas now, look at where the technology's gone. But I only understand how to use, say, Spotify or something like that, because I found out how to use a CD player first. So my question is to take it in little steps.